back your homes, or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
I think the bittersweet ending relates to Bran. He reminds me of Frodo. Bran's wrist will slowly become useless or cold. It will spread like grayscale. He may slowly become the Night King. The farther that he travels away from the wall, the worse it will get. Hey everyone, one of the most popular things to speculate about in the Game of Thrones universe is how the story will end. We as fans think about it all the time. Like, will the White Walkers be too much for mankind and ultimately take over the world? Or will a lone hero like Jon Snow charge at the Night King and give his life to save Westeros? There are so many different possibilities. I wanted to share an interesting idea from my friend Golden Girl on Patreon. We were discussing how it may all end, and she brought up Bran's mark from the Night King. The Night King's mark has stirred up a lot of theories. For example, since Bran has been touched, will the White Walkers be able to follow him south of the wall? It is a great question, and I truly believe we will see more come of the mark on Bran's arm. The idea that the mark will grow and eventually cover Bran's body like what happens with grayscale does have substance to it. With the grayscale disease, we've seen how it starts and what it becomes at its final stage. Grayscale basically turns victims crazy, people lose their minds, and become just as savage as whites. Now, as far as what we've seen with the aging process of becoming a White Walker, we must look at Benjen. He was on the verge of dying and turning into a full-fledged warrior for the Night King, but with the help of the Children of the Forest, he was able to delay the final outcome. Now Bran is on his own. I mean, he is with Mira, but in case the mark starts to rapidly grow, he doesn't have someone like Leaf who could assist him like they did with Benjen. Bran is the new three-eyed raven, and he has the power of green sight, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have full control of his abilities yet. This may be something to think about as Season 7 starts to air. Since the attack on the cave, we haven't seen Bran's arm, meaning it could look like anything down there. Now let's talk about Bran becoming the Night King. In the show, the Night King is a one-of-a-kind character. He is not to be confused with the Night's King, a character in the books who was once Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Because we do not have tons of source material on the Night King, we do not know his origin, other than he was one of the first men who migrated over to Westeros. We cannot be sure if he was an ancestor of House Stark, or even who the exact man was, so it is difficult to say if Bran will somehow become him. However, there is tons of evidence supporting the idea that Bran continues to go back in the past and alter things, or at least try to. So it could be one of those crazy reveals where Bran slowly transitions into the main monster of the story. It would explain the bittersweet ending that author George R.R. Martin promises will happen. One thing that I keep thinking about is how winter is described. We know that in Westeros, the long winters and summers have to do with magic. Maesters have been convinced that magic has been eradicated from the world, at least up until the birth of Dany's dragons. So what else do we know about winter? Well, it seems to follow the White Walkers. Anytime they're around, the cold is even more harsh than usual. If Bran slowly transitions into a White Walker himself, or even replaces the Night King, we have to assume he will be driven far into the north, just like the original Long Night. In the lands of always winter, there is no summer, hence the name. When people fall victim to grayscale, they eventually get exiled to the Grey Waste to live out their final days before the disease kills them. If the Night King's mark on Bran is anything similar, it may prevent him from getting back his former life. If the mark grows and covers his body, Bran Stark may become mad and lose control of himself, slipping into the darkness that is the White Walkers. I really like this idea. The first three-eyed raven actually remained connected to a weirwood so long the tree grew around him, keeping him stuck there. If that happened to the first three-eyed raven, what is going to happen to Bran? I would love to hear your thoughts. That's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you think is going to come of Bran's mark. Is it going to allow the dead to breach the wall? Or will it grow on Bran's arm like Grayscale? I would also like to thank our sponsor, Geek Fuel. Right now, they are currently running a promotion where new subscribers receive a free bonus Game of Thrones journal in addition to their first box. Each shipment comes with an exclusive t-shirt, rare collectibles, a new video game, and tons of awesome stuff that you can actually use more than once. If you want to see what they're all about, make sure to use my link below for the bonuses. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.